Hey guys, it's Paul Jang. This video is going to be on how do you price your land. I think, especially in the beginning, you should be extra conservative with your pricing. So let's say you wanted to buy land in a certain county. I'm going to give you an example. So this is California County, San Bernardino. And so land has like ranges of prices. Usually the smaller acreage has a higher price point per acre, and then once you get to like 50 acres, 60 acres, 70 acres, they start kind of blending a little bit per, price per acre. But especially like, acreage under 20 acres, there's pretty high fluctuations. You have to keep an eye on it. But uh, so this is like how you could quickly price something without a bunch of tools, just using LandWatch or, a land listing site like Lands of America or something like that. I like LandWatch. But here's San Bernardino County. So, if someone is going to buy something in San Bernardino County, for most people, what they're going to do is they're going to go to the county or maybe a particular city that they want, and they're going to type in some acreages. They're going to look at the price, but the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to look at price. I mean, that's just what it is. So, most people will go sort, price low to high or price per acre low to high. I like this feature low to high to kind of figure out, what's the cheapest stuff out there. So one caveat over here, if you see over here with the names, that shows that these are, some kind of land investors. So a lot of land investors are in San Bernardino, but if you go towards the back pages, you'll see that there's these are real estate listings, from the MLS, and you'll see that there's listings for 334,000, right? But what we're kind of looking at is they're probably way overpriced, but here it is. Like you got 5 acres, 54,000, depending on the zip code. And then if you kind of go around, let's see here. So we're seeing like these are they're paying LandWatch for you to advertise. And over here we have certain properties that are on the MLS that are super cheap. And we'll see there's a 5 acre for 4,000, 10 acres for 10,000. So that kind of seems the cheapest out there, even with the MLS. 10 acres is 12,000. So roughly, the cheapest thing out there is 1 acre per thousand. Let's see what's going on here. Usually with the MLS stuff, they're not always. See over here, multiple listing service. They're not always updated, and it's not good. So sometimes, like you might reach out to them, but it'll already be sold. So some of this information might be a little bit outdated. But if you look over here, there may or may not be a road. Usually, the MLS realtors don't do like the best jobs. We'll just say it like that. That's just kind of the reality of it. But if you could see, it's like 1,000 per acre. We could see from the MLS that was about it. And then 10 acres, roughly about 1,000 per acre. That's the cheapest thing out there. So if you're going to go off of this number, if you could buy something 25, 25 cents to 50 cents on this amount. So, if you're going to price it conservatively, you could say, you could do a list for 10 all the 10 acres in San Bernardino County and offer them $2,500 and see who bites, right? So let's say it costs you $1,000 for you to send out these mailers, or 2,000. If you bought it for 2,500, you made money, right? Like let's say you sent out 1,000 mailers. That should be roughly what it would take to get a deal. So like let's just say you spent 1,000, you spent 2,500, 25 cents on the dollar, you won money, right? And this is like a really, quick and easy way for you to be able to find um, uh, inexpensive property like pretty quickly. So it's just a matter of, at that point, then it's just a matter of selling, because if your cost was 1,000 for mailers, 2,500 for the land, and you did a self close, so you didn't need a title company, you're in 3,500, and you have roughly about $6,500 in profit there. Usually with owner financing, if you sold it for cash or something, maybe it'd be closer to $5,000 or $4,000 profit. But if you do that consistently enough over a period of time, you just start kind of stacking deals, and then that's how you kind of get your financial freedom. So um, it's just a slow, methodical, almost boring way to kind of do it, but you just buy stuff, resell it, buy stuff, resell it. If you run out of cash, you use other people's cash, or you hold things under contract. You just keep doing that over and over again, and eventually you'll get financial freedom. The way I think about land is that it's really good for you to get out of your 9 to 5 job or to build something, and then you can look at other options in other real estate or other business interests or things of that nature. But it's a longer term game where I think about investing than it is like a quick get rich scheme, because each of these deals it'll take you about 2 weeks to um, well, let's say you got the mailers done and everything like today. It'll take you about 2 weeks to get going and start getting responses. Then you negotiate the deal. Let's say you got it, under contract and sent to the county, all that stuff. Let's say it takes an extra week or two. So you're talking about a month. And then there's been deals that I sold things like immediately, but inevitably most deals take a couple months. So you're kind of looking at like a range between 4 months, 4 to 6 months on most deals to get your return, and keep doing that over and over again, right? So it's really systematic, almost boring. I would say it's a boring type of investment where you are methodically buying land and reselling it at higher amounts. So that's a real conservative way for you to not be able to lose. If it has access and you're able to get it at that price point, you're gonna win. And you just keep doing that over and over again. So this scales. So your margins start increasing when you put higher price points. So let's just see over here at a higher price point. Let's just say between 11 to 50 acres. So, we're talking about a couple $1,000s, but just so you see over here, this is priced low to high, right? So this guy, Chris Clark, is working in San Bernardino. Not just him, we got Westland, right? And if you do the math on this for 39 acres, he's pricing it a little bit under um, a thousand per acre. So what is this? 22,500 divided by, what was it, 39 acres? 576 per acre, right? So he's being real aggressive with it then. 39 acres. Yeah, so this guy bought it at 250 an acre, right? And he's going to double his money. So that's kind of what he's doing. Like he's trying to beat all the other competition. Let's see Westview land. So we got here 20 acres is 16,005. Okay. So we got here 16, so 17,000 divided by 20. So this guy's pricing it at 850, right? An acre. This guy is pricing it at 550 an acre. So if you bought something, 200, 300 an acre, anything above 20 acres, 20 to 40 acres, you're going to be okay. So like, just for example, like this guy over here, he probably paid, let's say 300 an acre, 20 times 30. Uh, what did I do wrong? 20, not 30, 300. Oh, so yeah. So if this guy's selling it for 850, he probably bought it somewhere like 300 an acre. So he probably paid 6,000 for it, and he's looking at a $10,000 profit, right? So um, at these price points, I think like for people without money, it seems like a tremendous amount of money, like $6,000. But when you think about real estate in general, buying any kind of property for 6,000 is kind of, it's really cheap in for real estate. And the idea of you selling a piece of 20 acres for 17,000, it's not crazy in the realm for someone to be like, oh yeah, that's a good deal, right? But what these guys have here, Chris Clark, Westview Land, Land Jakes, Lands HQ, All of these guys are paying roughly $500 to $1,000 per month advertising this. And so they are just doing this over and over and over and over again, right? And they're profiting, from it, from people that want, um, land, right? So it's just, um, I'm just saying that there's a lot of land out there, and there are people that need investors to be willing to offer these prices because I'm telling you, like, the real estate agents aren't as interested in these properties. Like, if a real estate agent took this property, how much money are they going to make? Like 6% of this, 22,000, right? What 22,000 times 6% is 1,320, and then they split it with another agent. They made what, $600 for their time. That's why there's really an underserved market with like land, especially in these like price points. Anything under like 60,000, it's just there's not enough for these real estate agents, but there's enough for real estate investors. And these sellers, they're only going to sell it if they want to sell it with you. Like, they're only going to sell it if, it's a good deal to them, right? So it's like no one else is willing to help sell it. They need the cash on hand, and you're offering a solution. But this is how you can quickly start determining what your price points are and how aggressive you need to be when you're making your offers. But it's a real quick way, without a bunch of gadgets, without a bunch of software, to kind of get the ball rolling and understand some of the pricing within counties. So hope that's helpful. Take care. Have a good one.